make sure you can hear me. If you look at my Facebook from your Facebook. Okay, everyone. So I'm about to make some infused oil today. So I have my what do you call this? I have my seasoning. I'm about to take 1 ounce of seasoning and I'm about to decarboxylate it first in the oven for 20 minutes. Actually like maybe 45 minutes. Once it's decarboxylated, which all that means is that it's gonna activate the the terry happy cap that's inside of it. And once that's activated, then I will take this and I will let it marinate in coconut oil for about 3 to 4 hours. And once it's done, this will be green, and all the terry happy cap is going to be inside of this oil. And at that time, then what I'll do is I will strain this. And remember, we are fasting this weekend. We're on a 3-day juice fast. So gonna put that out there too. But yeah, I'm making this. This is excellent for anti-inflammation. It's excellent to help stimulate appetite. It's excellent to help with any type of pain that you have. It's excellent to help with sleep. And excellent to just give you a nice good laugh. Remember last time I made some, my husband and I, we made pancakes with it and we were watching something and we were just laughing for no reason. It was funny. It was fun. So yeah, join me as I take this and turn it into infused oil. And it doesn't have to be the best stuff. You know what I mean? Like I live in Mexico, so this is literally Mexican, you know what I'm saying? Which is known for being not good, but it's gonna be potent as hell once it's converted into the oil. So can I zoom in? Okay. So first thing I'm gonna do here. This. I'm gonna crumble all of this. Okay. It's working? Mm-hmm. Okay. What about YouTube? I just on YouTube. Don't say anything on YouTube. That's in my. Oh, no. Oh, I see it. You see it? Oh, 1 second, guys. Baby, you gonna clean this? Like with soap and water. So I crumble this down. Like I said, this is good for so many things, y'all. So many things. It's an anti-inflammatory, um, anti-nausea, anti-anxiety. Um, it's full of nutrients. It just is so much healthier to eat it than it is to smoke it. But I don't have anything against smoking it. I personally prefer to vape. But I love eating it as well because it's so discreet. You know, smoking it is loud. People can smell you from a mile away, whereas eating it is just nice and convenient. You can have it in your car. You could eat one of these at the police station and still be good, right? Excuse that beeping noise, y'all. This thing beeps when something's on it. Let me see if I can turn it off. Once it's clean, love, would you mind drying it off, please? Thank you, babe.
Maybe let it sit for a second and dry this.
Maybe could you use the hair dryer on it? Timer went off. Jeez. We'll use this to help me speed up the process. Babe, you can dry this up a little more. Some of the flour's getting onto it and the flour can't get wet. I'm talking about this right here. Because when I'm, what you calling it, some of the flour pops off onto the counter. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. There we go. So it's looking really good now. Just a few more pieces. Oh, um, He's supposed to send the rest of that cash to that. Remember, we're supposed to reconvene this week.
I
Okay, then what we do right here is just spread it out nice and evenly so that everything gets decarboxylated evenly. Just break it down to other large clumps. Because you want no really big clumps. Otherwise, it won't decarboxylate properly. All right. We have everything nicely broken down, and now we're about to put it in the oven for the decarboxylation. All right, I sent the message.
Oh.
Okay. So the grand jury finally
What?
grand jury looking into Celeste Reba's death as murder now. And the grand jury has been convened for an indictment to come down. What time? What time they fucking get this nigga? He gonna be in another country. Yeah, smart. But we know he's dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, right. You ready to play chess?
What's that?
Ready to play chess?
Sure.
Yeah, it's over for you.
Mhm.
Doesn't have one face or one story, but there's always that.
Hey everyone, I'm Ashley Banfield, and this is Drop Dead Serious. There is yet another twist in the David and Celeste investigation, and it's one that caught my attention right away. The Los Angeles Times just broke the news that an LA County grand jury is now hearing evidence submitted by prosecutors related to the runaway's death. You heard me, a grand jury. And when I say the runaway's death, the LAPD is now actually calling it a murder. Yeah, finally, right? All of this broke in September. We have been wondering, where is this investigation? Why are you not calling it a murder?
Huh?
You know, it's
Mind if I turn
the girl's remains were brought into the
Why I asked you
truck
if
from a
it's not-
singer that she's apparently waiting, which was maybe
Sure. If I asked you
I
to
just got
turn,
no clothes
How
on.
is this
and I said,
that's
I didn't know that. I said that's why.
the LA Times.
How was I saying that's why I asked you.
Right? This is something that's used to subpoena witnesses, subpoena evidence, because you know, police coming off and it's like.
I have no clothes.
But when you get subpoenaed,
Why
and
you
you
think I
gotta
asked you?
swear under oath, right? Whole different kettle of fish.
But you do understand I asked.
It's also the kind of grand jury
You said yes.
recommend
Before.
charges, but you can't actually do any of the
So you can
indictment.
say yes or no.
So
No.
we asked the LA district attorney about it, right? Wow, well, what are you doing? Tell us more. And true to form, the DA isn't commenting. We got the whole non-statement, the in accordance with long-standing official policy and California law, we are not at liberty to discuss any information about grand jury proceedings, end quote. I didn't expect anything more, honestly. But now it's official, right? The investigation into the death of Celeste Rivas Fernandez is in fact a murder investigation. And how do we know that exactly? Well, we told you on Monday that police got a court order that bans the medical examiner from being allowed to make their autopsy findings public about Celeste, right? The LAPD went to the court, said, put the kibosh on the ME and tell the ME they can't talk out loud anymore about Celeste Rivas
This
that
one
has a
can
problem.
move any direction.
It's unusual.
And this
Yes,
is only
if you think it's weird, it
in
is.
any direction.
And the LA Times now says that the LAPD's petition
Can only move
for that
once.
order
Yeah.
cites, and I quote, an investigation into murder, end quote. Let me read it again. An investigation into murder. That's the cops saying that. In their
You was right
court
here.
documents,
Right here.
That's
LA
what it was.
the
And
court
next
stopped
time
the
I'm
MD
looking
from,
right
you
there.
know,
too.
gagging me. So the court document from the LAPD says murder. And it goes further. The LAPD's documents also claim that disclosing death details could, and I quote, endanger the lives of witnesses and or compromise the investigation. Endanger lives. Something about her autopsy could endanger someone's life and or the
This one
investigation.
can move this way or this
This
way.
new reporting
Yeah,
comes
move
with
over and
conflicting
see.
reports about the state
I know
of
that's what I was
Celeste
trying to make sure.
remains, and I know you've been probably
Yeah.
following every visit of this, but specifically, whether Celeste's body parts had been frozen for weeks or months or whatever, you know, before ending up in the trunk of David's Tesla, because that's where she was discovered September the 8th, which incidentally, I know you'll remember this because I can't forget it. It was one day after her 15th birthday. So that means Celeste was 14 when she died. 14. I had a chance to dig into all of this with the face and driving force of TMZ, my old friend Harvey Levin. And I'm going to take you there in just a minute because he had some things to say. Let me tell you, he's got impeccable sources that are not backing down on the stuff the LAPD saying is not true. So, what's going on between the LAPD and these sources? That might be a big story. First of all, I just want to thank you so much for supporting this channel. This is the eve of Thanksgiving, right? It's Wednesday, November the 26th, as I record this. And I just want to say thank you so much for being part of my community. I really do feel like we're this true crime family. And so I thank you for making this possible. Also, my sponsor, Morgan and Morgan, they make this possible for me. I can do this podcast because of Morgan and Morgan. And I do have to say, having a good lawyer, you might want to have that in your life. And Morgan & Morgan is America's largest personal injury law firm. They have over 1,000 lawyers. They've recovered over $25 billion with a B for a half million clients. So yeah, that's the kind of firm you want. Track record.
This one can
Let's
move
talk about Florida.
anyway.
One of their clients got
It's not
$100
round by
million
round. You said
after
this one
insurance
can move
offered
any time.
and in Pennsylvania, one of their clients got $29 million after a $500,000 offer. And then California, this is the big kahuna. A client got, are you ready? $425 million awarded by the court. So what do you think your case might be worth? Well, you can find out. It's easy. You can start a claim with just 8 clicks on your phone. I'm not kidding you. Why not? Give it a shot. 8 clicks. It's so quick. You should fight for what you deserve. If you're injured, you can start your claim by going to forthepeople.com/Banfield. Again, real easy. forthepeople.com/Banfield. Or you can just click the link below or scan the QR code on your screen. Find out.
And have
Might be something on a
that's
website.
the word.
Okay,
You have to.
here is my conversation with Harvey Levin from TMZ about all these incredible new developments regarding David and Celeste. Harvey, an investigative grand jury. This was not something I
And
expected.
it's with the king. And it's with the king and this.
Yeah.
And this has to be here.
And I'll tell
Does
you
it have to
why.
be just 2 spaces?
Yeah.
So it could be anywhere as long as it's 2 spaces.
Report exists
Right here.
that the LAPD
Only
is
in
looking
this
at
private.
as a suspect.
Yeah.
If this was here and this was here, it would work.
And people were coming in and out of that house for many, many months around this whole time. And so there's a big circle around David. And my guess is the LAPD wants to talk to a bunch of them and others who are connected and not connected to David. When police come calling, a lot of times people clam up, and they clam up because they want to protect themselves, they want to protect a friend, they get scared. Lawyer says don't talk to them. What an investigative grand jury can do is say, we're going to subpoena you. And unless you assert your Fifth Amendment rights, unless you have something that would incriminate you, you got to answer our questions. So these investigative grand juries are often used in cases where the LAPD or other police departments are having trouble of getting information from witnesses. So that's why, to me, it's unsurprising that they've called this investigative grand jury. Plus, they can subpoena documents, videos, things like that.
What I'm also finding weird and bizarre and just, I guess, unprecedented is this battle between the coroner, the medical examiner, and the LAPD. The LAPD saying none of this business is true, but your sources effectively saying it is true. And I'm wondering if this security hold that the LAPD demanded the court impose on the medical examiner, meaning, ME, you can't say another word, is because maybe the ME hasn't given the entire file to the LAPD yet?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a lot there. The medical examiner has not even, as far as I know, officially determined a cause of death or the fact that they can't find one because of the state of the body.
Wait, what was that?
They may never be able to
What was
really
that?
determine what caused her death.
That
I do not know what the state of toxicology is. I just know there are problems or were problems with it because of the body. Now, the medical examiner and the LAPD
But
have
I
not
thought
gotten
that one,
along
he
for
doesn't-
several years. I
He's
used
about
to
to
tell like GP grouse
Oh,
to me
the
last
queen, that's the
week.
queen, okay.
We're the ones, you know how we
Can't
found
go
out
any
about
direction.
the cause of death for Matthew Perry through the week. They found out, one of them found out from us, Matthew Perry's cause of death. So there are hard feelings there. And when you look at what's going on there, it turns out the LAPD, this is the second bite of the apple. In September, mid-September, they went to a judge and said, we want to get the ME's file sealed. And the judge wouldn't do it. The judge said there's not enough evidence to justify sealing it because it's really unusual to do that. So they went back again a few days ago, and this time they got it. And the ME is angry. I mean, I have never in my life seen the ME come out with a press release. I mean, they're way back when I was a kid. I remember I was 10, 9, whatever. And I remember watching TV when Marilyn Monroe died and Thomas Noguchi came out, who was the coroner way back then. And that's the last time I heard from the coroner. And now they're coming out with a press release saying that we believe in transparency like the LAPD doesn't. And I just haven't seen that.
And most people now can't believe you were old enough to remember stuff when Marilyn Monroe died. I'm just gonna put that on the table right there. Let's go back to the business of waterlogged fingers. They couldn't do what was called a live scan of Celeste's body parts because the fingers were quote unquote waterlogged. Can you explain what?
This is actually a secret right now, so you're hearing this first. You're now going to be able to automate conversations when somebody follows. Someone loves your content, so they hit follow and they get a message. Really, really simple, deceptively simple, but the amount of flexibility that you can have is basically infinite. What we always suggest doing is going beyond just trying to share like a static link because you want to create an interaction. You can actually ask a question when somebody follows you to get to know your audience better. So in this example, we have the trigger, somebody follows you, then you ask a question, what type of interesting nutrition tips do you want to hear more about? And it could be several options, easy recipes, kind of boosting your energy. Then you can just say thank you. You can actually literally record that message into the profile of the person so that now you can have more information about your followers so that you can provide them with better content. When we talk about deepening the relationship and the interactive nature of Instagram, this is the power that we're talking about.
Batman?
It's just
Well,
personal.
I can tell you that quote is from a medical examiner's document. We put it on our website. You're essentially saying what it is. It means that the fingers were at a state where you couldn't get a fingerprint that would lead to the identity of the person. It was, I suppose you could say, blunted by water. And what does water mean? I mean, it could mean a variety of things, but it does kind of align with the notion of frozen. So again, what I'm saying to you, and I want to make this really clear, the LAPD is disputing what we said about the body being partially frozen. The medical examiner, well, I can say our sources connected to the medical examiner say that it was partially frozen when found.
It seems just odd to be partially frozen when found. I could imagine it being partially frozen at some point, but You know, take a steak out of the freezer, leave it on your counter, and it's not gonna smell for days and weeks and long until after it's thawed. But, I am curious about the notion that it's possible the LAPD is mincing words, and that at some point, Celeste's body may have been frozen until whoever wanted to discard it figured out what to do, and then eventually she ended up in the trunk decomposing.
So here's kind of the way I look at it, and this is me from the outside looking in, so it's not like I got sources on this. I do know this, that the LAPD is making a big deal of this mysterious trip David took to a remote area of Santa Barbara in the middle of the night back in the spring, where he spent a couple of hours there. And that's a big deal. And it sounds to me like that's where they believe the body was in some way dismembered. I mean, that's the way it sounds to me. There are some people who think maybe that's where Celeste died, and I don't know, but there's some, the Santa Barbara trip is really important to the LAPD. I know that. So if that's the case, if something really bad happened to Celeste in the spring of this year, we are talking, say that was April. You got May, June, July, August, and then at the beginning of September, they find her body. Where was this body for 4 months? How on earth could the body just be laying out there, right? And I was told the body wasn't buried. Now, again, that's one source, but it's a good one. But where was this body for 4 months? And I can't answer that. And I'm perplexed by it. And the only thing I've been told is don't necessarily use logic here.
Well, I tell you what, I spoke with Dr. Dupree, who's a medical examiner, former medical examiner, and she said if the body parts were frozen at any time, they can determine that through the change in the cellular, comportment, and they will be able to tell if that was the case. I'm also super fascinated that finally the word murder is being used. And it's being used in a court petition, as I understand it, that one of
This
the
can't
detectives,
move
Detective Joshua Briers, he's with the robbery homicide unit, put in this petition to the court, first of all, acknowledging that there's a grand jury, so there's that. And second of all, saying that this is, quote, an investigation into murder. This is according to the LA Times. Is this the first time you've heard the words murder officially being used?
No, because again, we've been told, when they all, to me, it's been characterized as a homicide for weeks now, internally, and that David is a suspect. So it's not hard to connect those dots.
I don't know. I think murder is a long way from homicide. That can be an accident. That can be all sorts of things, but murder is intentional. And that would surprise me.
When you look at it, I mean, I hear what you're saying. The cops, if this were, say, manslaughter, then the cops would know what happened and there would be some resolution. There's foul play here. I mean, actually, the body was cut up. I mean, it was clear. The LAPD has always believed this was foul play.
Yeah. Why do you suppose they're saying that to reveal that divulging any of the medical information, again, medical information would reveal or tend to reveal the ongoing investigation and the integrity of the investigation, as well as the identity and or informants who are cooperating with law enforcement? It could endanger the lives of witnesses and or compromise the investigation. This is about the medical information.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how the medical examiner is going to release informant information. That seems to be in the province of the LAPD. So I don't quite understand that. I will say that your view seems to be shared by the medical examiner himself, because according to the medical examiner, there should be transparency here, and this should be released. What I don't know is, what's the medical examiner part of the case when the LAPD petitioned to have it sealed, or was it just kind of, one day they get an order saying, by the way, the judge just ordered it. I don't know if they were part of this, but it's really interesting to me that the LAPD failed at this once and then had to go back a second time. So the medical examiner must have clearly known the LAPD was trying to do it, and they seemed to oppose it because the LAPD had to go back a second time.
Well, listen, I think it sends us into the holiday with a lot more questions than answers and far more mystery. I'm just gonna wish you a happy Thanksgiving and all the folks behind you and your Tansy family as well. Thank you, Harvey. So appreciate this. So that is where things stand for now. This investigation is shifting and fast.
Oh,
And every new
you want
move
to
tells
do
us
right
that
here?
investigators are
It's the
digging and
detail.
not backing off. And there are words between the lines that suggest an arrest might be close. Trust me, the next steps in this case could be big. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube or your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a single update because they're coming fast and furious. Meantime, I'm Ashley Banfield, and thank you so much for listening and watching. And remember, the truth isn't just serious, it drop dead serious.
I like making my podcast. I don't like making short clips of my podcast. So the AI chooses the best clips, like maybe this one.
Right now?
Yeah, because it knows what's important. And it actually gives you a score based on how well your clip is going to connect with your audience. It also reframes us to vertical, depending on the platform. So in fact, if there were 4 of us, it would do that too. It might do 20 or 30 of these.
Wow.
You see these animated captions?
Yeah.
They're automatic. You just set the style, but it's automatically transcribed.
That's crazy. Does it have any editing capabilities in case you want to tweak things?
Yeah, so there's an online editor right over here, and you can edit using the timeline or this transcript-based editor right here. And you can actually upload your own images or video and drag them onto the timeline.
That is a lot of features.
Many of them are one-click, like audio enhancements, AI-generated B-roll. It bleeps your curse words if you need that. Right?
I think the AI is definitely going to choose this clip. This is crazy.
All we had to do was talk about it, and Opus Clip does the rest, and then you just schedule it from right here.
Wow, I pay $30 every month just for a scheduler.
Well, right now, Opus Clip is just $14.50, the Pro plan.
And just say, we have a car, and they driving over here, and certain.
What's your name?
This is Darian Saber. Little does she know, 2 days later, her body would be found unrecognizable on a rural road.
We have a dead body on the road.
Like he's decomposing?
Yeah, he's pretty much turning black, yeah.
At first, it looked like a car accident, but witnesses told a much longer story.
He's like, she's dead, his face is crushed in, oh my god, like he was like hysterical and frantic.
In the days that followed, detectives would uncover an extensive list of suspects, each pointing the finger at someone else. Little did the detectives know that the person Darian Saylor trusted most was the one who led her to her death. At around 8 a.m. on April 4th, 2020, the Whatcom County Sheriff's Office received a disturbing call. 2 dog walkers along South Fork Park in Acme Valley, Washington, had made a gruesome discovery. They had stumbled upon a young woman, likely in her 20s, lying motionless on the gravel road. Blood pooled around her, and her body was battered beyond recognition. At first glance, it looked like a tragic hit and run, but something about the scene just didn't sit right.
Yes, I'm in South Fork Park, and we have a dead body on the road.
Was the person struck by a vehicle?
No, we were driving, it's a park, we were driving on a gravel road, and it's a female person that's laying in the road as we drove up.
Okay, and have you checked the pulse? Okay, and you're sure that she's deceased?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, and do you see a blood pool?
Yes.
Okay, and you checked for a pulse?
There's really no need to.
Okay, like she's decomposing?
Yeah, she's pretty much turning black, yeah.
Okay.
When first responders arrived, they quickly realized that this was far worse than they imagined. Tire tracks ran straight across the body, clear evidence that she had been run over. But what truly froze them was the state of her head. Her skull had been crushed with brutal force, something far too deliberate to ever be mistaken for an accident.
They cut off your balloon? Yeah, it looks like her face has been smashed in.
About 20 feet from the body, investigators found a black Galaxy J7 phone lying in the dirt. And when they traced it, they discovered that it didn't belong to the victim. Soon enough, this phone would become the key to unraveling everything that happened on April morning. The victim's identity was revealed as 21-year-old Darian Sather, who had left home to meet up with some friends that morning. With this information, one question lingered. Who was out there with Darian that morning? 21-year-old Darian Delreen Sather lived in the quiet town of Hudson, Washington, where crime was almost unheard of. The bright, free-spirited young woman was known for her love of nature and for expressing herself through art. Darian cherished time with her family, but as she grew older, her search for independence slowly pulled her away from that warmth and into choices that would ultimately cost her her life. When forensic examinators took a closer look at the body, they found two strange marks on Darian's chest. Marks that didn't match any typical vehicle injuries. Further analysis confirmed that they were consistent with taser burns, a discovery that immediately shattered the hit and run theory. Someone had been with Darian when she died, and whoever it was, they held crucial information on her murder. While processing the scene, investigators found Darian's bag and tablet just a few feet away from her body. Digging into her life, detectives learned that she was supposed to meet her ex-boyfriend, 25-year-old Peyton O'Ryan, on the very day she was killed. Detectives tried reaching out to him to confirm whether they met, what time, and when he last saw her alive.
Nothing
But
like
that
that.
was when things took a strange turn. Most of them to locate Peyton came back empty-handed. He had vanished. When detectives questioned his family and friends, every answer pointed to the same date, April 4th, the day that Darian was murdered, as the last time that anyone had seen him. In an effort to connect the dots, detectives widened their search, speaking with anyone who knew Darian and Peyton or had seen them together. But what they learned wasn't what they expected.
Check this out. In just a sec, I'm going to speak with a different accent. And just between you and me, I don't really know how. Okay. First, let's change it up so that I can fit in with the locals in Melbourne when I visit next month. Whoa, yeah, man, this is sick. Okay, let's try a different one. See if you can guess. My love.
He's like a red rose.
I will give you $100 if every question you answer correctly in this 28-degree ice bath.
I guess.
First question. How many subscriptions are you paying for?
30. I got Peacock, F2Pro, and Paramount Plus.
Let's download Rocket Money and see if you're right. Oh, you're actually paying for 15 subscriptions, and that's costing you $169 a month.
No,
I'll give you another chance. How much did you spend on takeout last week?
like $60.
Wrong. It was actually $340.
The app is telling you all this?
Yeah, it shows you all your upcoming expenses in one place, including
Darian, they discovered, had been battling substance abuse. And Peyton wasn't just her ex-boyfriend, he was also her drug supplier. Text messages showed that Darian had reached out to him, asking for $250 worth of methamphetamine. Peyton agreed, and the two arranged to meet at South Fork County Park around 7 a.m. on April 4th. But Darian never made it home from that meeting. In fact, the only person who did was now on the run. Detectives couldn't say exactly what went wrong, but one thing was certain. The deal had turned violent, and for Darian, it ended in her brutal death. After releasing Peyton's photo and listing him as wanted for murder, detectives started chasing every possible lead. But one name kept coming up, his closest friend, the one who always seemed to know his every move. So, on April 8th, 2020, investigators brought in 23-year-old Tyler O'Keefe for questioning.
Oh, yeah, yep, there's a napkin, something about a minute on that. Sweet.
Before the first question was even asked, detectives offered Tyler pizza. Hours ago are faster than a full stomach and fake kindness. Before we continue, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Rocket Money. Managing finances can be overwhelming, especially when subscriptions, bills, and unexpected charges start stacking up. That's why we're excited to partner with Rocket Money, an app designed to help you take back control of your money with almost no effort. Rocket Money is like having a personal finance assistant right in your pocket. One of the biggest eye openers for us was seeing all our recurring subscriptions laid out in one place. You'd be surprised how many services you've signed up for without even realizing that you're still paying for them. With Rocket Money, you can cancel those unwanted subscriptions with just a couple of taps. No long hold times, no awkward phone calls. But it doesn't stop there. Rocket Money can even help lower your monthly bills by negotiating on your behalf. Whether it's your internet, cable, or phone plan, they work to get you a better rate so you can save more without changing your routine. You can also create custom budgets, track your spending in real time, and set smart savings goals that actually feel achievable. It's a clean, simple dashboard that makes understanding your finances way less intimidating. Take control of your finances today. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen to get started for free.
So we appreciate you wanting to talk to us. You know why we want to talk to you?
Pretty good feeling. I'll hate more or anything. Hate more and
Gotta think. You doing
this is my best friend. 7 or 8 years old. So
Did you guys go to school together? Or?
Brady. Funny Brady. Okay. He was like right around the corner from me in Fulton Circle.
I see.
Good in the same grade.
Year older.
Okay. How old are you?
23.
Okay. So can you go back to maybe Friday night where you were and
Right.
then Friday night, the third?
I want to say, so Friday night, my fiance and I got into a pretty big argument, and I ended up leaving around 12, like midnight, maybe 12:30. I'm not sure. I went to his house, or Nick's house, and I was there until about 4:30ish.
That's cool.
Much more, yeah. I have the exact times and stuff, but it was around 4:30 when Corey picked me up because I was not down to go and to rob anybody for that matter. Like that's something I did when I was a kid, a teenager, and I'm well past that, you know. And so, yeah, she came and picked me up, and I went home. Her and I went home, and there with our son, and I woke up around maybe 7:30, I think. 7:30. And Peyton came and picked me up from me, and we went back to his house on Full Road. And so we got there probably around 7:45, 7:20. I mean, not 7:45. I'm sorry, I'm getting. I woke up around 8. It's hard to know without having my phone, but Courtney, I never told Courtney this deal. I didn't want to freak out on me, but I went back over there because he was freaking out. He was freaking out bad, and he.
I'm sorry, they picked you up from your house on the road?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think that was?
I want to say around. I was back right after Courtney. Or after Courtney had woken up. She woke around 8 or 9. So between like basically 7:30 and 9 o'clock is when I was picking my Peyton and brought back to his place. And just from my house on the ranch to his place,
Where
I
is
hate
this?
that. I hate snitching.
Where is
I hate that, but he told me
It was
that
not like in between two. So it was
robbery or whatever, and he was just freaking out, and I could tell something was off. You know, I could tell something's off. After he go and buy a bag of cigarettes, and so we went down to, I don't know if it was the Shell or the other gas station right there on Forum, like that. Bought him a bag of cigarettes, and that's when we ran into his mother, and him and I have similar stories. Our moms pretty fucked up and don't really like us very much. But I pumped his gas for him, and then we went back to his place, and he was really paranoid, and he was really, I could tell, he never told me what went down, but I could tell he was very distraught, you know what I mean? He was pretty freaked out, and he was honestly getting on my last nerve, because he wouldn't tell me what was going down. And then that's when I had to run back out to him, and was back out there by 9 in the late.
Back to the rest.
Yeah, and Courtney and my son had just woken up.
Can you describe him as freaked out?
Panicking, yeah.
What did he tell you?
He told me that.
Well, it sounds like he told you something prior to that.
Well, yeah, when you talking about going wrong on email,
What was he talking about?
I was getting out your name, and even reading what was in the paper. I don't know if her name was released yet. Last time released. Anyways, I didn't know the gal who we just talked about.
Did he say why it's been rough?
This is actually a secret right now, so you're hearing this first. You're now going to be able to automate conversations when somebody follows you. Someone loves your content, so they hit follow and they get a message. The amount of flexibility that you can have is basically infinite. So in this example, we have the trigger, somebody follows you, then you ask a question, what type of interesting nutrition tips you want to hear more about? Then you can just say thank you. Now you can have more information about your followers so that you can provide them with better content.
Never ever sue the driver who crashed into you after a car accident. There's a better way to get compensated that's faster, easier, and can get you way more money without spending years in court or paying expensive lawyers up front. If you've been in a car accident within the past year, even if you were just a passenger, what I'm about to share could save you months of hassle and put tens or even hundreds of thousands more in your pocket. Here's what most people do. They either accept whatever small check insurance sends them, or they hire a lawyer up front and prepare for a long, expensive legal battle. Both options leave you frustrated and underpaid. But some accident victims are discovering a completely different approach, one that could get them 6 or 7 figure settlements without ever suing anyone or stepping into a courtroom. It's called the 2025 Crash Connect Compensation Program, and it was created specifically to help accident victims get maximum compensation without the nightmare of lawsuits, upfront legal fees, or insurance company runarounds. They're currently looking for 10 more car accident victims to try the program at no cost and receive their full compensation quickly. Check in seconds if you qualify for the program by clicking the link around this video and find out if you could be owed a bigger check. Take Derek's experience. Everyone told him suing was his only option to get real money. His lawyer quoted him $8,000 up front and warned the case would take at least a year, maybe longer. Derek decided to check if he qualified for the Crash Connect program first. He received $130,000 in 42 days without suing anyone or paying legal fees up front. Here's how it works. Click the link on this video to access the qualification tool. You'll answer 4 basic multiple choice questions about what happened. No legal terminology, nothing complicated. Takes roughly 30 seconds and checking is 100% free. Once you qualify, an accident specialist contacts you directly. You walk them through your accident details, then they take over completely. No lawsuits, no court appearances, no dealing with insurance back and forth. Your settlement check could arrive in 30 days or less. And here's what makes this risk-free. You pay absolutely nothing unless you actually get compensated. Nobody can reverse what happened to you, but this program makes certain you receive every dollar you're owed for medical expenses, missed work, vehicle repairs, and everything else without putting your life on hold for a lawsuit. What would $80,000, $120,000, or even $150,000 do for you today? Clear out those medical bills that keep growing. Get a reliable vehicle again. Stop living with constant financial anxiety and actually start recovering. That money is yours for the claiming. Here's the reality about lawsuits. They sound like the right thing to do, but they're usually just the most painful way to get compensated. While you're stuck in court proceedings for months, dealing with continuances and legal fees, other people are already spending their settlement money and moving forward. And here's what insurance companies won't tell you. They actually want you to sue because it drags everything out and costs you money. The longer the process takes, the more likely you are to give up or accept less.
How can I check though when this?
Are you eligible for this? If your accident happened anytime within the last 12 months and wasn't your fault, there's a strong chance you could qualify for major compensation. These claims come with deadlines. Miss your window and that money disappears permanently. Click the link around this video, answer 4 quick questions, and discover if you could be owed a way bigger check. It's fast, it's free, and remember, you don't pay anything unless you win. Can't act now, because if you wait too long, you might be walking away from life-changing money.
You know, go backwards.
No, he didn't say a specific reason or why, but he did say that he was fighting himself on it. And at the same time, he's got me in his ear, like, yeah, dude, come on, man. Like, this is like, it's just a female, dude. Like, we're not fucking, we're not those type of people, I guess. I mean,
Did he want you to do it with him?
he was asking me to, yeah, he was asking me to come. He asked me to drive, asked me to take my old lady's car.
Where do you want
He didn't tell me where he was going, but I just,
Was it the 2 of you?
yeah, it's just 2 of us. And I told him that I wasn't down, I wasn't not down for that. I told him I have a baby, I don't want to spend any time at bars, you know. And
Which word did you want?
and me bringing up that I had a baby, take off and look wonderful, and you're gonna help me out. And I was like, yeah, like, listen, I was like, you can't respect me and my wishes, you know, like, there's no reason for me to even be here.
Right.
I don't know if you just need to get some sleep or if you need to, like,
So did you call Courtney then?
I know, he had him drop me back off.
Oh, at 4:30, I thought Courtney picked you up.
At 4:30, Courtney did pick me up because I left, because we're still down at like 9 o'clock when I originally got back to Courtney's house.
No, I know, but I'm talking the night before. You said,
Oh, 4:30 a.m.
yeah,
Yeah, Miss Courtney did pick me up.
Courtney, did you call her or did she call you?
I used whoever lives there, not with Peyton, but there's a guy who lives in the front. I used his cell phone.
Okay, that's Scott.
Scott, yeah.
So you should Scott. Okay. You called Courtney, she picked up at 4:30. She took you home.
Can't go in.
You said originally you woke up at maybe 7:30,
In my van, I was been here on the shirt.
and then Peyton came and picked you back up.
Yeah, Peyton.
Who called and picked you up?
He came and picked me up. He showed up.
So when he picked you up there, what did he say to you? Why did he want to come back out and talk to you again at that point?
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he just needed somebody to talk to or
So what did he tell you about it?
he told me that. Well, he told me that the robbery was successful.
Okay.
That's fucked up. It is fucked up, actually.
Yeah. So what did he say though?
We're trying to think like word for word. I don't want to just say something he didn't say, you know, but
Sure. Meanwhile, investigators had found their first major witness. The phone discovered near Darian's body had been traced back to a man named Malachi Dexter, and he had been with her that morning for the drug deal. Malachi told detectives that he had gone to the park with Darian for the exchange, but then something went terribly wrong. He said that the last thing he saw was Darian clinging to the side of a truck as it sped off, swerving, trying to shake her loose until she finally lost her grip and hit the ground. Physical evidence backed up his story. The tire tracks at the scene confirmed that she had been dragged or struck by a vehicle.
Just describe for me a little bit better how she was grabbing. Could you tell where she was grabbing it?
It looked like she was grabbing the top of the truck, and like from my angle, I thought her legs were like on the side of the door. Maybe like she was holding on like a monkey or something.
Okay.
But when they were driving off, I think that her fingers might have been smashed in the door or something, because when the door opened when they were driving away, and that's when she fell. Like I saw the door, their door open and shut, and that's when she fell. Like,
Okay. Show me how her arms and hands went when she fell. Can you describe that?
not really.
Okay.
I just know how she was laying there. She was like laying like she was not meant to be. It wasn't like natural position. Like she was all twisted up, kind of. It was like they jerk, and their back end basically out this way. You look this way, and then jerk it with it.
So it was kind of like fishtailing out.
Like the back end fit like it out. Yeah.
God.
And that was like right up here. And she fell off like shortly after that. I really freaked out and just
And then what did Tyler do?
he got up and walked up to her, and I didn't know if I didn't see if he touched her or not. He just
Okay.
he went really close, got really close to her, and that's he started freaking out. That's why he's like, she's dead. His face is crushed in. Oh my god! Like he was, and they hysteric and frantic, and just telling me to go and panicked. We drove. That's when we drove off. But
And then when you left here, where did you go?
we drove out here and went down and turned towards the Acme store. And when we turned towards the store, I took off fast, and we couldn't see the guy's truck. We taken off, but when I turned towards the store, I saw taillights like hit the brakes, and I could turn around. And I didn't know if maybe they were follow us or something. And we took off this way really fast, and we drove down, but they never came behind us. And then we drove down this way for a good like 5 or 10 minutes until past the store, a couple corners, and then pulled off at a random spot and started talking. And we were both freaked out and panicked. And that's when we came up with the idea of my phone was with her, and Ben sending a text message to her trying to say that we weren't with
I
her.
was right here.
How's your phone with her?
My phone was either fell out of my car right after I stepped out, or she had it still because she was using it to use my hotspot on her tablet. She messaged people.
So that's how she was accessing the internet. You did a hotspot for her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Malachi admitted that in a panic, he had tossed Darian's tablet and bag out the window before leaving, hoping that someone would find them with her. He told detectives that he didn't know the men involved,
So
but he
got
did remember that there were 3 of them,
got me.
and one name stood out: Peyton. That was all the detectives needed. They quickly connected the three of them: 25-year-old Peyton O'Ryan, 47-year-old Brent Gerber, and 23-year-old Tyler O'Keefe, who at that very moment was already sitting in their interview room, eating pizza and telling lies.
Adrenaline was seemed to be going so hard, I could tell something was wrong. And so I didn't really cry. I didn't really cry nowhere else. I was kind of more trying to be a comfort him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's my best friend. So,
Right.
Is this just the other side of the door?
I remember he said that if everything went well, so that he had gotten the money and
Like the pen, my nephew. Well, hi. Hey, it's Clyde. Hey, I'm doing good. What is this? Oh, okay, yes, yeah, I'm sorry. I still, we're not ready. Yeah, we're not ready to go yet. Can you send me the information through my text message? Like the pickup time and. Mhm. Okay. 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 Mhm. Okay. Okay, I just need to know like the pickup times and all that stuff, the information and where exactly where it's at and all that stuff, please. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Damien. Okay.
he had lost his little bomb. I don't know. That was never retrieved, whatever the hell. But he never, like, Cam told me it took somebody's life or whatever.
Who was with them?
I read in the paper what the guy's name was, but I never heard of the guy before.
So initially, they told you what do you mean by they?
Him and whoever took him. Yeah.
Detectives let Tyler keep talking, spinning stories and shifting timelines. But when they finally decide to confront him, the tone in the room changes. What Tyler seems to forget is that the streets never lie. And by streets, we mean the cameras scattered all over them. Watch how his confidence flips once the detectives reveal what they already know.
Yeah, you got some information about how you work with Peyton. So tell us more about that.
How I was with him?
Yeah,
Well, I wish
we've got some still shots of you in the truck, the white truck with Peyton.
people
Tell us about that.
being with him when
Yeah.
I don't believe I was.
Well, we believe that you were, because you're a pretty distinct looking guy, and the photos speak for themselves. So,
You know, white truck.
Yeah.
You know, guess I'm asking where I is there
on various different places, you and Brent and Peyton. You can have been working since Saturday mornings.
yeah, of course.
Lots of people called in with tips, lots of people giving us lots of information.
And
As well as, as you probably know, video and still photos all over the place. People saying, please, so we know the crowd. You gotta stick out of there. So we get people who offered us their footage from their homes off the way. It's great. Put a lot of it together, piece a lot of it together. Now that we know what happened. Again, maybe you can all start over. Might be the best anybody.
That was. It ain't sweet over here.
But to the investigators, Tyler is the obvious weak link. Out of the three men, he has the most to lose. A fiance, a young child, and a family depending on him. That makes him the easiest to break. The one who is most likely to talk if he needs getting back to his old life.
No.
Detectives know this, and they take advantage by downplaying the crime and making him believe that they see him as a good man who just got caught up in the wrong situation. By the way, if you're finding this video interesting so far, please do us a favor. Make sure to hit like and subscribe and help us get to 1 million subscribers. Now, let's dive back in.
We don't think you did anything like this. Probably okay. Not at all.
I wanted nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
I was one comfort.
Let's check it again. Your king is in danger.
I was not. I was in the very back seat. But I was not an aggressor by any means. And I asked to get the fuck out and walk after we left the scene. And nobody, the Brethren was not letting me out of the fucking truck. I saw it.
Right now, this is but that's why it's important to tell the truth. Ken and I believe you. Yeah. But it's really important for you to.
And we think that there is like detective practice stories that we feel that that you can do that for us. All right. We know you work back to you, okay?
I just don't want my fiance to get in trouble.
Well, we know either. Okay, and that's why I get to tell the truth right now is the best thing
Yeah, I was
for you.
in the back seat. I just wherever the hole was, just like I wasn't fucking lying to you guys. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. But what did Peyton tell you about why he wanted to rob?
It was actually no.
reason you know this is still, that is not anything that I have knowledge on.
Okay.
There is none of there's no good reason.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So did you instigate contact with her or she instigated?
You got me that
Uh,
time. Ready to start up?
Not sure. I don't know.
We gotta go to bed.
She or me, I mean, I just go around and people are.
The more you go to bed, it get.
So I assume that she and him up and he said, then he said, yes, I
Right.
I mean, ain't have that, he had that much set now, like,
you have an ounce.
yeah, or I mean, eyeball or tell you how much he has now, just are you getting more than that, but that's the line.
So did he have the intention to sell her that ounce initially when you guys left the house?
I mean, I believe so.
Okay. So what was the decision made to rob?
But that was between the driver and me. And the whole way, I kept telling him how this is not a good idea. This is not, I have a bad feeling this is not a good idea. And then Peyton mentioned something. I see I just did wrong. That's what it was. Peyton mentioned I see I just did wrong 2 days.
This part was true. On April 7th,
ChatGPT, how are people making $5,000 a month from Airbnbs without being hosts?
They're co-listers. It's the most underrated model in real estate. Here's why.
Step number 1, go to Craigslist for your local market and click on the housing category. Step number 2, click on this button to see the oldest listings for rent. Step number 3, find a property that's been sitting empty for at least 20 days or longer, because that means the landlord is losing money and needs your help. Step number 4, copy the address, paste it into the Airbnb Analyzer app, and click this big blue button. The Airbnb Analyzer app shows this property can potentially generate 2.3 times the long-term rental rate. Now, using the method I just showed you, let me show you one of my Airbnb profiles that has 13 of my listings. As you can see right here, here's an example of one of those listings, and here's the receipts. This is how much I made last month. Now, for transparency, I'm going to hit refresh. Here we go. This is how much I made this month. This is how much I made last month. Now, here's the best part. I've got over 24 properties on Airbnb that I don't rent, that I don't own, and that I've never visited before, that I manage 100% remotely from my couch. Now, I'm not the only one that's making this work. Let me take you to my Facebook group, show you this is legit, and show you that other people are making this work. Over here, you have Javon. He's in Arizona. That's how much money he's made from co-listing. Over here, you have John Marco. He's in Florida. That's how much money he's made. Over here, you have Cindy. She's in Seattle. That's how much money she's made. Over here, you have Robert. He's in California. That's how much money he's made. Over here, you have Shireen. She's in Illinois. That's how much money she's made. Over here, you have Bonnie. She's in Washington. There's how much money she's made. And you have Conrad. He's in Vancouver, Canada. That's how much money he's made. And finally, here's Taslia. That's how much money she's made in Toronto, Canada. Now, guys, I can go on and on. But the point is, other people are making this work without renting or owning any properties. Now, the best part about the Airbnb co-listing method is that it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter if you're doing business, and it doesn't even matter if you have no experience. You can plug into this system and start within days. And Airbnb co-listing works whether you live in a small town, a small city, or a big city. Now, I put together a free step-by-step training that unpacks the entire process of Airbnb co-listing from A to Z on how to land your first deal. So even if you never click on ads, make a one-time exception, because the reason this works so well is because only a handful of people know it even exists. Click the link, and I'll see you on the other side.
just 2 days before her murder, Darian had been robbed by a different group of people.
Nothing. I just got picked up by my friend. I just met him days ago. He said we're going to his friend's house, and then the 2 yard and he started and down. And he just thought we had decided we're going to just over here and go to the ball and just like he has a car and then driving over here and starting. And the bottle. All sorts of stuff.
You know who that is?
this girl named Caitlin, and I just met the guy. His name was Joseph, and
You know, is that stand?
I don't know. I met him through a friend of mine, and just met too.
What kind of car was he in?
A blue. I don't know. It's like a. I don't know.
Okay.
A half moon van or something.
Okay. Where do you live?
I live in Brazil. I don't have my house like on Brazil, but
What's your name?
Darren.
What's your initial?
That robbery left her desperate, needing a fix. She reached out to her ex, knowing that he still sold cheap.
And I don't. Did you say why?
No, he didn't tell me why. I don't know why. I don't know if it was a decision made between the driver and Peyton to do this, but this was whatever I was saying, they weren't listening to me. They're telling, they were giving me a cold shoulder.
Is it more Brent's idea or Peyton's idea?
I don't know. I don't know Brett. It was the first time I'd ever met him, but I mean, he was pressing Peyton to continue, we're not going to turn around. And maybe Peyton didn't know, I'm not sure. And this is my opinion, because I don't know what the reason was, and I don't know whose idea it was between the two of them. But at one point, Peyton was saying, no, you know what, maybe not. Let's not do this. And Brent was like, bro, here, man. You guys not know much that money. He's like, you're gonna owe me gas money, this, that, what you do. And I mean, I guess it was
already there at that point in the bar. This on the way there.
Okay.
Well, it's learned that 47-year-old Brent Gerber, the third man, wasn't personally tied to either Peyton or Tom. He was simply the driver.
Okay, so now
Suddenly found himself in the middle
the
of
flour is
So-
done.
was arrested and brought in for questioning.
I'm going to
His
take
truck tires already
this
matching the track.
pure extra virgin
Again,
coconut oil. It's flavorless, sin olor y ni sabor, sin olor ni sabor. No odor, no flavor.
So,
And
we know that she's not.
first, what I'm gonna do is
We want you to explain that,
open up that.
what actually happened, right? You read it first. I
Grab
heard that
this.
everything, so. Why don't you go ahead and get out what's going on, buddy?
So you can tell it's been decarboxylated, which activates the CHT spelled backwards, right? Because of the color, right? And also because it had started smoking. If you was here, you could smell it. So I'm gonna take this flour. I'm gonna pour the flour into here.
Took them out where?
Where they used to have firewood, being on this park, and this car pulled in or whatever, and they like stepped back, kind of behind me. I was like, what the hell's going on? I walked in the mirror, so then, and I was just like, just go back to it, so I backed up to him. And this girl gets on so the first officer do, well, I was on my phone, I didn't care why or what happened, or what between them.
Okay.
And like I was there, but they did that for right,
Should I get it all out?
And he's like, go. I was like, we can go. I said, okay. And she jumped on it. And they were fighting or whatever. And I just kept going, but I don't know what happened. It's like, dude, you should have just went with it when I told you to go. And boy, Jack or and whatever else.
Crumbs up here.
It scared the shit out of me because I didn't know what was going on, and so I just kept going.
How do you know?
Here.
Monitor my buddy's house. Well, it's not.
Now.
And that's where those two things.
Well, not true. This the one is a big kid. That's why I freed up. Like, okay, I came there.
Now I'm gonna take the flour. That's an ounce right there. Take it And I'm going to pour all of this coconut oil on the flour. Right?
Choose from thousands of realistic voice
And
content.
I'm going to let this sit
And branded content with the #1 AI-powered voice
and
generator.
marinate
Stop
or
searching for
cook
the perfect voice and
on
wasting time re-recording
low. Put it on a 3
for free and start elevating your content today.
for like what do you call it? For about 3 to 4 hours. Okay. So yeah.
That. During interrogation, he laid every detail, every role, and exactly what both Tyler
So
and it was the one thing that Tyler feared would happen.
yes.
The decision was made on the drive there to Robert because he needs to turn off his car.
You know, because it's, I mean, everything was going fine. The gal got out of the car. She went over to Kane's window and they were talking. I mean, they smoked a little bit. And,
Did you give her any of that?
yeah, I mean, I saw him pass her a bag.
Okay. Did it look like that?
It didn't look right now. And I think that's when Peyton said no. And then the driver's like, what? Peyton's like, no. And then the driver sped off. And the gal jumped on the truck.
Jumped on the truck where?
Like on the, basically on the passenger side. And at one point was like kind of in the center of the hood, center of the vehicle. And then it was like
she's not on the running board. She's on the hood of the car.
Yeah, I swear to God, it's not like coming out of a fucking movie. And then the dude slammed on the brakes and kept going.
Okay. What was that? What happened?
He didn't stop.
What did you hear? What did you see? She's on the hood of the car. He slams on the brakes. What happened?
Stop. I turned around and I could see the girl and she was trying to sit up. But she wasn't dead right there. She didn't die from just getting ran over. And but nobody would stop. I'm yelling at Brent to stop. I'm begging him, pleading him to stop. Not my gig. That is not my. I decided to keep on going. And me and Dave were both agreeing on this case. Well, she's not dead. Brent's like, no, I know she's dead. I fucking ran that bitch over, this, that, and I swear to God, I'm on the same side strangling Brent down. Like, she's a my bitch. She's not a bitch, dude. She's not just some bitch. Like, you got, I don't know, you're a sociopath or what. She didn't seem to care. She didn't seem to fucking feel bad. He didn't take my balls pieces out. Like, and that's what I asking you out of the truck. I didn't, what that's not what I asked for. It's what I signed up for. I don't sell drugs. I mean, I do use drugs, yes, I do. I'm not a drug dealer. I would never go to those extents to get drugs or money. The worst that I did was I used to steal from stores. Like, I almost had a robbery too because a secret shopper had me wrapped up at Target. And Gavin, my one of my old friends, Gavin, which was never ever the plan, decided to tackle the dude. And we took off running, and it was considered a robbery trouble over there. And again, I was shocked because I'm not somebody who's going to hit you to take stuff. I'm not a robber, you know? Like, I'll admit to being a user, but not
unless in fact we're all there. Well, we believe you, Tyler, but like I said, it's important that you give us more detail. Okay?
Detectives saw right through Tyler's desperate attempt to appear innocent. But when they mentioned Brent's confession, his demeanor changed.
Okay, guys, so I have my infused coconut oil on the stove right now. I'm gonna let it simmer on low for about 3 hours. I'm gonna be stirring it continuously. So you see, it's super easy to make infused oil. All you have to do is decarboxylate the flour first, which is what I did by breaking it down, putting it in the oven on 250 degrees for about 30-45 minutes. You start to smell it, and it'll be a golden brown color. That's how you know it's been decarboxylated, which activate the CHT, spelled backwards. Um, so yeah, then once you decarboxylate it, you put that into a pot with coconut oil. I use the full ounce of flour, but you can do it with as little as 3.5 grams. But I like mine to be strong. I like to have a good time. So yeah, you just use the full jar of coconut oil. And then when it's done, I'm probably gonna use this same jar to keep it in, or I actually bought a special jar. I'm gonna be probably gonna put it in here actually, so I can just pour it out and use it like that. So I'm about to end the live, and I will restart the live once the actual oil is done, so you can see what the finished product looks like, guys. So comment, like, subscribe, and share this, and let me know if you've ever made infused THC oil. And if not, if you're interested in making some, because like I said, it's got so many health benefits, and you just have a good time, especially like during the holidays. You bring some THC oil to the family function and give it to your cousins and stuff like that. Hell, give some to your grandma because it helps with everything. Cataracts. It helps with arthritis. It helps with back pain, stomach pain, nausea. It's anti-inflammatory. I mean, it just has so many healing benefits to this plant. And then when you eat it, you literally can give it to your grandma, she'll be fine. You can give it to your grandpa, he'll be fine. So this is something that you can share with everyone that's of age. So hope you guys like this. And like I said, I'll tap back in about 3 hours once the oil is done um, marinating, once it's done cooking. And then at that point, the oil, which now it's clear, it's going to be green by the time I get done, green to dark brown. And then you just take a teaspoon or take as much as you want, really. You can't OD on THC. You're just going to have a really good time. You might be really slumped. Your eyes might be really red and you might be laughing a lot, but you'll be okay the next day. So, all right. And everybody that's on this 3-day fast with us, remember to stay strong. We're going to be drinking 3 juices per day, but you can drink as many juices as you want. Just remember, pure juices, no fruit juices, only vegetable juices. If you don't have a juicer, that's fine. You can use your blender, but a juicer is preferred because when you use the blender, the fibrous parts of the plant get broken down into it. And so you're technically eating the plant, but for the sake of this, everybody doesn't have a juicer. It's okay. So, yeah, stay strong. And remember that the benefits of this fast is we're renewing our cells. They showed that telomeres, which is the end caps of our DNA, actually get lengthened, which prolongs our lives, allows us to live longer when we do monthly fasts. So we do this 3-day fast about once a month. We've done it more often in the past. Sometimes we've done it 4 times in a month. Um, but at least do it once a month if you want to live longer, if you want to be healthier. You got to look at your system as like a blender, right? or a juice machine. If you imagine blending every day for 30 years in a blender that you never washed out after you blended with it, how gunky and built up it will be. That's the equivalent. Oh, my camera's facing me. It's facing me. That's the equivalent of what our systems can look like if we don't fast. Okay, so look up, research the benefits. I also posted the benefits on my Facebook page, so you can see what the benefits of fasting are, guys. And take your health seriously, because most people don't take your health seriously until it's too late. Don't be that person, okay? Fasting also helps you cut weight quickly. When we come off this fast, you're gonna lose probably like 1 to 2 pounds. Some people might even lose three, and that's a good thing. So, yeah, there are no downsides to fasting. But if you are on a bunch of different medications and things like that, you're going to want to check in with your doctor first. But if you're not on any medications like we are, um, then you can do this safely and know that you're just going to come away from it feeling renewed and refreshed. And when we break our fast, we want to break it with something like a salad or a fruit, something light. We don't want to break it with the hamburger and french fries. So we're fasting today, Saturday, and Sunday, and then midnight Sunday is when the fast ends. Um, so if you want to eat a salad at midnight on Sunday, go for it. All right, guys, I'll tap back in 3 hours with a new live stream showing you what the finished product looks like